What's up, everybody? Your boy Bill Tendo here, and today I'm going to sit in the big chair for the arcade cabinet because Mark is feeling a little bit under the weather. We have Sharon with us, we have Gunnar, these guys as always, and we have Dean joining us from the UK. And basically what we're going to go over here today is going to be video games and movies, and vice versa. Dean, you're the movie guy. You want to kick us off?
Thank you very much for having me, gentlemen, as always, and I shall. So, video game franchises made into movies aren't really that great up until 2 years ago. So the question is, why?
I think that it's weird, because I remember the Super Mario Brothers movie. We thought it was cool until it came out. And I mean, looking back at it now, it's just kind of weird, I think that making that the movie, that was far-fetched. If you would have made it, it should have been made with an animated movie. It would have made a lot more sense.
Right. Yeah. My personal, Mario Brothers is the number one thing you can always go to for what went wrong with a comic book. With a video game being turned into a movie, because it was a grade A stinker. Everything that could have gone wrong, or every wrong decision they could have made, they did make for that movie. So it's real easy to point the finger at two. For me, I hated House of the Dead. I thought it was terrible. And the movie itself wasn't horrendous, but the fact that the director decided he thought it was a good idea to actually slide in video game scenes to the movie of zombies being shot was a good idea. My mind. You destroyed the whole movie with that, man. It was a half decent movie.
And I know about them. Now I'm gonna tell you one of my personal favorite movies was actually Double Dragon. A lot of people didn't like it, but I actually thought it was pretty decent for the time that it came out and what it was. Didn't totally follow what you were used to, but it still wasn't bad. Mortal Kombat was probably the best one. The first Mortal Kombat movie in '95.
Oh, yeah. I will say this about Mortal Kombat: fighting was great, music was sensational, everything else was a bit don't like it. And Annihilation sort of got even worse, but musically it was still great.
Yeah.
I think the Annihilation is for a touch.
It's funny you brought up Mortal Kombat, because I was going to ask what you guys thought. Mortal Kombat movie or Street Fighter movie?
Street Fighter, back then I actually liked it, but it's like everything, as time has gone on and the bar has been set high, you just look back at it and think, why did I like that so much?
Street Fighter it was still fun. They were all fun to watch. But I think Street Fighter, it wasn't too bad. It was cool. I don't know. You read some of the stories about everything. I think, it makes sense how that was the way that it was. With Van Damme, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Annihilation, I've got the Rotten Tomatoes score here for Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Do you have a guess what it is?
25.
No, need to go lower.
What? I'll go 10, maybe?
Lower.
Oh no, I'm out, man. Really? Annihilation was considered that bad, huh?
It's that bad. I'll tell you, it was rated 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, every single movie that I've got on this list, and it ranges from Resident Evil, Lara Croft, Hitman series, Need for Speed, up until Alicia Vikander's Tomb Raider, not one video game movie got over 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Right. Yeah.
I can see that. Video game movies, by definition, from pretty much from their inception up until recently, were very, very campy affairs. Almost like the movie studios wanted to cash in, but they didn't actually want to try to make a good movie. They just wanted to cash in on a popular gaming franchise.
Oh yeah, because they knew the children were going to want to see it. You know. Not so much based on any video game in particular, but the best movie that I've ever seen that they made was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I don't know.
Well, that was the comic book. Yeah, that was
pretty good movie.
That movie. I love the fight, the video game, everything about it. You know, I mean, I have the video game on the Xbox 360. We still play it to this day. You know,
to this day. You actually ought to hold on to that because almost right after that game was released, they lost the license for it, and it'll never be republished. It was I heard in the PlayStation Store or something for about 2 months and taken off. If you didn't already have it downloaded, you'll never, or have a physical disc, you'll never have access to it again.
I've heard we released it on the Nintendo Store. That was just a few weeks ago. Now I don't know how true that is, but I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I downloaded it on my 360 probably 10 years back.
Right.
I'll tell you what else is a good movie. It's not so much, it is video game inspired, but it's actually based on the book. Ready Player One.
Yeah. That was a decent.
That's good.
It was decent. Visually, man, it's a Joel Schumacher. You know, it's all eye candy and like that. But it was a fairly decent movie. I enjoyed it. I liked all the video game references. Not like that stupid. What was it? An Adam Sandler movie years ago?
Oh my God! Don't talk to me about that movie, please. Please don't talk to me about it.
I liked it. I think it was pretty good.
I will say one thing about Ready Player One, gentlemen. In my review that I did for it, I actually said you have to watch it twice. One, to actually watch it, and two, to sort of get all the little nods, like there's Marvin the Martian in there. There's a DeLorean from Back to the Future. There's King Kong in there. So essentially, like all the like Easter eggs, you would actually have to watch it through once.
Right.
To watch it fully, and then watch it again, just to say, oh yes, he's in it. That's in it. Oh yeah, that Mike's in it from such and such a movie.
Who was in it also? It's like everything from the 80s seemed to be in it.
Soundtrack on it's absolutely brilliant. Tears for Fears is on it.
I love Tears for Fears.
Oh, I actually have that soundtrack somewhere.
You are the only person that has that soundtrack.
What can I say? I just love 80s music. What can I say?
Yeah, there's a lot of 80s music I still listen to regularly. I just told Sharon before you guys joined the call that I was in the call with my wife today listening to Milli Vanilli. Now I know that was
God.
But it's still 80s, like 1989.
It's like one hit wonder, and it's like boom. But yeah.
So what do you guys think about the Resident Evil series? Do you feel like they captured the vibe of the game in the series, or do you think that they kind of coasted off the star power of Mila Jovovich?
May I, gentlemen?
Yeah.
May I take this one first? I think they sort of started it off quite well, but I think after 3, it went downhill severely. I mean, the final chapter of it, when Ian Glenn came back, I think I saw it for about half an hour, and I just literally lost interest because it had just gone on for too long. They should have just ended it.
Right. You think it should have just been a trilogy?
Yeah, maybe. Because, I mean, video game-wise, there's always like a new Resident Evil out every year. But it's the same with movies. If you do it's not the same when it comes to movies, because if you do the same thing over and over, a lot of them, you will lose interest.
Yeah. I don't think the movie was nearly as scary as it should have been, you know, because the game was like, I mean, it was something serious, you know. The movie, to me, I mean, it was okay, you know. It was I thought the second one was, I think, probably one of my favorites out of all of them.
Yeah, the second one was mine. I actually liked how Sienna Gilroy, I think that's how you pronounce her name, she was Jill Valentine, and she actually studied how Jill Valentine walks. And apparently that is, in the movie, is how Jill Valentine walks in the video games.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I like to see a little dedication to accuracy.
Yeah, I do.
And I feel like the Resident Evil movies, now don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the movies. I thought they were good. And I probably agree with you that they stretched them out for too long just trying to milk the cow. a little extra. But I feel like maybe they pushed it a little more towards the action genre instead of the horror genre. You know, like let's have Mila just firing off those guns in slow-mo instead of feeling of dread like she's about to be overwhelmed or something.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
So, do you guys realize this? In the United States, right before quarantine started and lockdown happened, we as a country, you UK guys as well, Dean, helped us bully a movie studio to redo Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, we did actually. I'm glad you brought that.
Bullied a movie studio because they did a horrible CGI job. They went back, they actually listened, they redid it, and it looks like because of quarantine and all this, once the movies went to theaters, Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be the worldwide biggest movie of 2020.
I knew never before that.
Damn.
They want everything that was supposed to be out this year.
Right.
I think they deserve to be the biggest movie because they went back and they went and changed all of that for the people. So yeah, I say kudos. And I actually have that movie. In fact, I took the kids to go see that movie. I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was great, and I hope they make another one.
I think there is another one coming out. I'm not quite sure what the plot's going to be, but I have heard there is going to be another one.
Yeah, I mean, the way it ended, when they brought Tails, and I guess something happening, it's not over. I think it's just beginning. But I hope it's something they also don't drag out too much hype.
Yeah. I was one of the people out there, as soon as they released the first trailer, the horrible monstrosity that he became. Obviously, I was one of the first people out there making memes about it. Look how they massacred my boy. And I was telling my wife, one of the things somebody pointed out is the original design for Sonic for this movie was he had regular human sneakers, which meant he had human feet in there, blue, hairy human feet, which is an insane thought,
Yeah. For real, though.
My favourite meme that I saw was someone basically said Sonic before his redo looked like the little boy from Jumanji who gets turned into a chimp.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then they look like little kids' teeth, which is weird.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing the picture of it when everybody started fussing about it, and then I also saw when they went back and changed it. I was like, yeah, that needed to be done.
Oh yeah.
Is it that a movie releases a trailer and everybody's like, hey, that doesn't look very good, and they actually go back and spend millions of dollars to change it.
Yeah.
In that sense, I feel like, I didn't owe them anything before, but I owe them now because they listened to what I had to say. Now I'm definitely going to see that movie.
Right.
For sure.
I definitely not bought it. Yeah. It was a good movie. It's probably one of the best video games.
So, Gunnar, what would your favorite video game movie be?
I've honestly been thinking about Max Payne lately.
Really?
I mean, it's not good.
It's kind of thinking it's so bad, but it's also so good at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Mark Wahlberg. That's cheesy, but yeah, Max Payne is one that comes to mind for me, actually. A horrible one.
You know what I did with that movie? I used it to test when I first bought a Blu-ray player. I used it to test my Blu-ray. The sound going across the room. And yeah, I remember the differences in that movie. Also, it's like one scene where it's like a shootout, like in the police station or something.
Yeah.
I was up in there, we just cranking. I mean, the bass would just pop like over there. But yeah, that's one of the first Blu-rays that I bought also. And I forgot I had that. Yeah, it wasn't the best. It was okay. Not like the game. Nothing like the game.
Good.
I want.
Rockstar makes way good games. Rockstar's a good company.
Rockstar's a good company, but at the same time, I mean, what is Red Dead other than GTA with horses? You know, I feel like they started to branch out a little bit when they did Bully and Manhunt. They started to like branch out and do something a little bit different. And they put right back into the GTA format, and they've been stuck there ever since.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And they're bringing GTA 5 to the PlayStation 5 as well. They're continuing it. And I'm like, there's no need for that.
Yeah, no. They gotta keep making the money as long as people keep playing it. I think that just extend the map and take GTA 6 and just make it an extension of 5 and make it where you can maybe drive to New Orleans or drive to Nevada or drive to Washington State. Right. So much power. If people still love GTA 5, like okay, just make it 6 and make it an extension of 5 or like drive off.
Right, it would be better.
That's mine.
Map for sure.
So, Sharon, I have a question for you. If you could take any one video game and have it made into a movie, which one would it be?
Oh, man. You know what? Right now, one of the games I'm playing, and it's really deep into it, is I'm working on The Last of Us Part 2, which is, as close as I think I've pretty much got. They made so many good ones, but that one has a really good storyline. And I'm telling you, about right there. The last one I played before that was the remake of Resident Evil 3, and that's been done over and over. Yeah. So I think that the last one was a really good storyline. But at the same time, I think that if they maybe made it into a movie, they may ruin it. Because I think the video game is the movie. That's, to me, a video game is like a good book, nowadays, because the stories are so intricate, and a lot of there's so many ways that you can go with that. I haven't quite finished the game yet. I think I'm pretty much at the end of it right now. But yeah, it's been pretty good. A lot of people have kind of given it a little bit of shade, but I thought it was great. I had no problem with it. Like I said, I hadn't made it to the end yet, and everybody's talking about it, so I'm sure I'll find out what happened today. But yeah, I think The Last of Us would be a really good movie. And there are others out there. I can't think of any names. But yeah, that was definitely good.
I sort of have had a bit of a thought about this, chaps. And have you noticed that majority of really bad video game movies is because they have a campaign mode in them?
Yeah.
So I play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. So if you did because all that is basically 5v5, no matter what you're doing, if there's no campaign mode, no nothing. If you did a movie about that, it would be good because you're not living up to the standard of the actual campaign mode, and you also have a bit more leverage as well with what you can do with certain things.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good point. Personally, I'd like to see a really story-heavy video game be made into a movie. Like, I am not the biggest Final Fantasy fan in the world. I enjoy Final Fantasy games, but I could take them or leave them for the most part. But I think Final Fantasy would make a great movie series. But
they made them.
They made The Spirits Within. Let's not count that.
Yeah, they did.
There was one called...
But that wasn't Final Fantasy.
No, there wasn't a Final Fantasy movie that was based on those characters. I think it was called like Infant Children or something like that. But there was one that was based on Cloud and everybody. It was animated. It came out about in 2006. Yeah, I have both.
I'm gonna look into that. But I think the one video game series that people have been clamoring for a movie, a through animated movie or a live action movie, and every couple years, or nowadays it seems like with the internet it is, once a year it pops up. A fake trailer for it is a Legend of Zelda movie or television series.
Oh, you know, I seen a fan movie one time, which wasn't bad, but that's another one. I think that they would probably, I don't know if they can pull that off because Link doesn't really have a voice. You know, he's never like spoken in the game. I think they would probably murder him.
He's not supposed to. He's selectively mute.
Yeah.
But I think also the problem if you did a movie like that would be is pleasing the fan base.
Yeah.
Because the minute one person of that fan base just watches it and says, "Do not watch it. I don't like it. It's rubbish," then a lot of the fans of it will actually not watch it. It has to be done perfectly. Because if you can't do a video game that's turned into a movie perfectly, then there's either no point in making it or just be prepared for financial ruin.
I'll tell you what would be cool with it. Instead of a full feature movie, maybe like say like a 10-15 minute short, maybe like before movies or whatever. I think something like that would be cool. Kind of like what Pixar does before like a Disney movie. You see like this.
Yeah, like a short movie.
Yeah, I think something like that would be cool to kind of to test the water. I'm not saying that they can't make it. I'm sure. I think that anything can be done. But I agree, Dean. It really has to be done right. You know, because I mean, you have so many people.
As hot as anime is right now, if they did Legend of Zelda animated series, anime style, like they did with the new Castlevania series, I think it would be huge.
Yeah, I remember years back, we used to have, it was called Captain N. This was back like in the early 90s.
I remember Captain N.
And I remember one of the episodes, he ran into Zelda and Link, you know, and you know, I really liked that version of Link because I mean he was almost kind of like a bad boy kind of thing going, you know, like he wasn't, you know, he didn't like Captain N being in his territory. He was like very, very guarded and everything, and I thought that was a pretty cool episode. You know, he warmed up to him in the end, but you know he was like really standoffish in that particular one, which is not really the Link that we have now. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. And also, they used to have the Legend of Zelda. They would play like on Fridays when they used to have the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. This is back when I was in 6th grade. And I remember like every Friday I would wait because I was like, this is when Zelda Part 2 was out. And I was a really big fan of that game. Nobody really liked it too much, but I loved it. And I used to wait before we got on the bus, and I would watch that particular Part 2. You know, because I was really big into Zelda back then. I'm still big into it. But back when I was in the 6th grade, man, that was my game.
Yeah. I mean, I love Legends of Zelda. I have the whole collection. I have the tattoo, you know? So another subject I wanted to bring up with you guys today is, I think by now we all own at least one of the mini or classic consoles. And, you know, there's good and bad about all of these consoles, you know, all these classic minis. I kind of think that they've run their race as it is. Like, don't keep making them and pumping them out different versions because you're getting a little too obscure at this point. But if they could make one classic mini console preloaded with 30 games out of one that they haven't done yet, which one would you guys like to see?
Ooh. They pretty much kind of touched on all the consoles that I love, you know, with the Nintendo Classic, Super Nintendo. You know, they have the Neo Geo, it was a Neo Geo X that came out a few years ago. Ooh, what classic console? You know,
for me, either the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube. Preferably the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Nintendo 64 is a way good console.
I would probably say the 64 because I might shock a lot of people, but even though I'm a gamer, I've never played GoldenEye.
What?
And that is the one game I always wanted to play in my childhood, but I never got a chance to.
Dang.
You know, I have a Nintendo 64. And I think the thing that I got cheated out with that was out at the same time, and I had a PlayStation, and I was just so really big into my PlayStation. I didn't really invest a whole lot of time into my Nintendo 64. I only had like a handful of games like Zelda, Wave Race, Donkey Kong Country. But I was more like with the PlayStation, and once the Dreamcast came out, you know, I jumped to that. So I didn't spend a lot of time with this.
We're the exact opposites because I was all about Nintendo 64. My kids like make fun of me and say I wear these Nintendo brand nostalgia glasses because that was, you know, I love Nintendo. I ignored the PlayStation 1 completely.
Yeah.
My neighbor had one in the apartment next door, and I'd hang out with him, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It plays CD, but it doesn't have Zelda. It doesn't have Mario, you know. And then the next generation, I actually didn't get a GameCube, and I went with the PS2, and I love the PS2. The PS1 I ignored because that N64 was there.
Right.
And banger after banger on those games.
Yeah.
If I may be so bold, gentlemen, I would actually, I know I did say I wanted an N64, but I would only you have that for GoldenEye. I would actually prefer something before my time, maybe like an old Atari.
We have those.
We have them.
Have you?
I'm literally one kid next to me right now. They have so many versions of the Atari.
Oh,
Started with just a joystick, and then the flashback.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because one thing I always remember about that is my brother used to have one. That's the one thing I always remember about. He always used to have one, and I never really got a chance to play to it, so I kind of missed out on my Atari stage of my childhood.
Yeah.
I kind of came in with Nintendo. My cousins, they had Atari. And speaking of that Nintendo 64, man, you know what was weird? I used to actually hold the controller wrong. You know, it had like 3 little prongs. You know, depending on what I used to hold it like the wrong way. Like I had trouble with the analog. And I came and realized like, oh, you hold it sideways depending on what game you're playing. And
Right.
I was big with Atari. I screwed it up also. I'd always had the red button was like in the wrong corner or whatever, and the Smurf, he would duck instead of running or whatever. It was weird. You know, they had to show me how to turn it around. That was in the beginning of it.
Yeah, look, I still play my Nintendo 64 all the time, and what I've done recently is I ordered a controller called the Hyperkin Admiral, and it's a wireless Bluetooth Nintendo 64 controller, and I think I paid like $40 for it, but it's more of a standard format controller instead of the Nintendo 3-prong controller. It's much more to hold, and it definitely improves your gameplay when you're playing like Banjo-Kazooie or something like that, because then you're not holding that 3-prong. But that starts to feel a little natural after a while too.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I got used to it. Now we have it hooked up in my son's room, and like when the boys come over, they play it all the time. Along with the GameCube, I have one of those still, and you know I spent a lot of time with GameCube. Oh, I had a lot of Luigi's Mansion and Mario Sunshine, and then when they made The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Ooh. Look, I could do and have done for my YouTube an entire video on Twilight Princess, the GameCube version, and why it should have never been ported to the Wii, blah, blah, blah.
Right. I have both versions.
Just to give you guys a warning, we got about a minute left, so if you guys want to shout out what you got working outside of the podcast, feel free.
But yeah, you know, you can always check me out, Sharon Art on Facebook. My you know, I also have the Etsy store. That's pretty much about all I got on that. You know, got something else I'm thinking I'm going to be working on pretty soon too. So I'll keep you guys posted on that.
You can find me on Twitter at Final Cut. I'm on Facebook as Final Cut Reviews. I do post vids quite a lot. So if you're on YouTube, add me Final Cut Gaming. But
Okay.
just make sure your kids aren't around because it's over 18. I should just point that out.
My kids are over 18, so we're good.
Yeah.
That's a relief, particularly with how YouTube does everything nowadays.
Yeah. Gunnar, you got anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook as Gold Star Tech Review.
Okay. Definitely will. And I'm Bill Tendo. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. I just printed out the first batch of shirts. Those sold really well. We're going to get some arcade cabinet shirts available to you guys shortly. We're working on that. And Mark is going to post them up on his website, so we'll be able to provide links to anybody that wants to purchase any arcade cabinet merchandise. And I think that's about it for today, guys. I want to thank y'all for being on. Had a really good time.
And thank you for having me.
Right.